This is part of my dairy operation I've had for years here. And I've been at it for 37 years on my own here. And we made a hard decision this past July to disperse the herd. Kind of an emotional time, and that's something I wish I could have had a different outcome, you know, the way things were playing in this industry. I'm Philip Parent. I bought it from my dad in 1987, and that's where I got my beginning there as far as being the owner here. Thomas, my oldest son, was showing a lot of interest in it. You know, that was my hope. This whole dairy economy was taking a toll on us, though. He was seeing me struggling to pay the bills, and he had his own family. You know, you got to be an optimist in this business to start, but boy, when the dark clouds are forming like that, it takes its toll. So I can't blame Tom, you know, for wanting to see greener pastures. So as you can see, these stalls are empty. These were cows I had. I got mixed feelings about this. Got to the point where, as tiny as it emerges, it doesn't matter what you're going to be running for numbers. You're not going to pay your bills. No, you have to have other income. We got broadband internet center up on top of the silo. That's really helped me out, you know, here. And I had a chance to get a job at the cheese plant here in town, you know, on a weekend shift, 12-hour days. Kind of figuring out where I'm at this point. So going forward, there's always another door that opens when one closes. And I was fortunate to have this young man, Travis Trombley, be around to help us here.
I'm Travis Trombley. I'm 27, and I'm here at Parent Riverside Farm. Right next door is my grandfather's farm. Always visit it, you know, all the time, anytime I could. Ever since I was a kid, it's all I wanted to do. It's all I thought about. And I always dreamed of just having, you know, a farm of my own. And when I got older, first opportunity I got to buy a calf, I bought a calf. And then I bought another calf. And last fall, Phil, I came to him, you know, in search of, I needed help. I had a lot of animals, no place to go. He had the room, needed some help. Then when his boy left, I started doing milking with him regularly. And when he was ready to sell the cows, I weren't ready to stop milking. So I kept what cows I had left and a few that he had left and bought a couple more, and we've been doing that ever since.
This is basically half of the barn that I used to milk here now. And there's still animals here, so it's that's kind of, you know, reassuring. Too many places, the barn's empty. You know, that would have been a tough pill for me to swallow. But I'm thankful Travis is here to be able to sustain this, you know, to go forward. I'd like to think I'm planting a seed here. And he came up with this idea that, you know, he could do this working on the side. I was kind of negative about it at first, but when he says, this is my passion, this is what I love to do. How do you say no to that? You know, that's what I love to do too, you know. I feel good about doing this, you know, with him, you know. And I'm lucky I got him, you know. He's, you don't find young people with the work ethics as this guy has, you know. So not many of us want to be working the hours he does.
Well, I get up, I'd say around 9:30. I get up, and I make my way here. Sometimes I go to my parents' house. I've got a few animals there. I have equipment there. And then I make my way over here, and I try to, be in the barn here by 11-ish. Get a mix made, feed the cows. Then I milk the cows, and just enough time to take a quick shower in a milk house, and make my way to the cheese plant. That's my shower. I put my head under it, wash my hair, get right under it. I got soap. From about 2-ish to a little after 10, I'm the supervisor at Franklin Foods, and by 11-ish, I'm usually back in the barn. Then start milking up, usually by midnight, and then by the time I get out of here, sometimes I make it home, if I'm lucky, before 1 o'clock. Other nights, 3 o'clock. Wake up, some nights I get 5 hours of sleep. But, when it comes down to it in your life, you gotta do what you want to do. Even if it means doing it the hard way, I'm still living it. Well, starting from nothing to become a farmer it's next to impossible. If you were to just say, I want to go buy a herd of cows and I want to buy a farm, you're talking a huge investment. And to borrow that kind of money, unless your father or your grandfather or someone sets you up, it's done, and that's the only way a younger person usually gets into it. I was just, lucky enough to have Phil to get into it.
We were looking into getting help and the situation with labor. Again, if milk prices were decent, I could have paid more, but...
If the price of milk was livable, I always figured, $25 a hundredweight would be fair. But it had to stay. It couldn't fluctuate what it fluctuates now, because when I first started out, it was around about 18, and I was breaking even. If I was lucky, I'd break even. And then after that, it dropped off. When that milk price dropped off, you're no longer breaking even, you're going backwards. So when that milk price comes back up to 19, everybody says, oh, milk prices are up, you must be doing good. Well, I've dug myself a hole from the last 2 years of farming. It's gonna take more than that, to recuperate from it. Where do you go from there? You can never get ahead.
I really feel strongly if we just manage our supply, we wouldn't need all this taxpayers' money, Unfortunately, we've gotten desperate. Sad state of affairs to see that, And I got fond memories of my own kids growing up here, and that's what I'd like someone else to have. I was hoping my own son, but Travis, if I can help him to make it happen, I will,
I've got a little girl, and she's almost 4 years old, and when she comes and helps out, that's like the greatest thing in the world. And I loved it before her, but having her there brings a whole new meaning. My goal as a farmer is to set up a good farm for my daughter, to give her that option. If she wants to do it, I want to set her up to succeed. I don't want to set her up with a farm with debt and say, here you go, struggle. I'd never let her do it. My father always says, every generation you get further and further from the farm. And you're gonna see in the next 10, 20 years when all those old farmers retire, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna see it, all the little farms out there. All the little farms out there are gonna be done.